All right, Sooner football fans, you've got the Sooner Football Fans podcast. We're not live because it's a podcast, but we are at Buffalo Wild Wings for our spring game, pregame festivities here. And you got myself and Rob, Boomer Rob.
Boomer Terry.
And we can't say Boomer Caleb because Caleb is suffering from a Friday night. I stayed out too late.
White girl wasted.
white girl wasted something. So he's suffering right now. But we've got a couple people on with us right now. We've got Tattoo Baker, Booma. And we got Conway, or is it 2050 on Twitter? Which one do you want?
Either or.
Boomer. Boomer. So we're doing our spring game, pregame up here at Buffalo Wild Wings. Got some good food. We got some folks out listening to us. So what we want to start off with, let's talk about, Rob, what
It's
do you...
It's a 4-2 Oklahoma over the Texas Longhorns right now. So
in baseball.
everybody should, know that.
In baseball. But, Rob, what are you looking at to get to see tomorrow in the spring game?
Since I won't get to see any of it, I hate you all, by the way. I think I really just want to see, the most that I want to see is that offensive line clicking, because as the offensive line goes, the offense goes. So as if our offense is as good, at least as good as it was last year, we are going to be in it because the defense, my friend, is going to be better than it was last year. So starting with the O-line, I really want to see those guys, and then I want to see Kyler versus Austin Kendall, because that is the second thing that's going to determine, I think, our season. How about you?
Well, I was going to kick it over to Tattoo. What do you want to see?
Bookie gang. Bookie gang. I want to see that. I want to see all his maybe 6 foot killing it.
You want to see Bookie, that's it?
Well, I also want to see Austin Kendall, see that big arm he's got. But after that, it's definitely Kyler Murray show.
Yeah. Or Conway, what are you looking for tomorrow? What do you...
Well, I'd have to say the QB duel. Definitely Austin Kendall and Kyler Murray. But people underestimate our linebackers, and personally, I think how it's going to play out at the linebacking core is going to be a big key to the season.
Yeah, I agree. Me, I'm excited about the format because they've mixed it up this year. They pick teams, or the coaches pick teams. So I don't know how much of I know they're going to be, analyzing it, the coaches are, but this spring game has been set up for fans, and it's supposed to be a little bit competitive. But what I'm hoping to see, honestly, is Austin Kendall light it up tomorrow. Because if he lights it up tomorrow, and then if Murray lights it up tomorrow, we are all going to have a lot to talk about. I want to see both those quarterbacks just go bananas. And if that happens, then we're all sitting back there going, now, it's going to light up Twitter, Facebook, radios, and everything, because everybody thinks it's Kyler Murray's job to lose, and I don't necessarily believe that. I think it's a wide open competition. But that's what I'm looking to see. But they put out the teams. When did they put them out? Last week?
Yeah, they went out last week.
Yeah. But the format that they have is they mixed it all up. And we got the white team is Peterson, the red team is Williams.
Yeah, Trent Williams and Lane Johnson, and then Adrian Peterson's getting helped by Tony Jefferson.
Right. So they split them up, and Rob, as far as what do you think of how they split it up? What are you looking at?
Firstly, I'm going to look at the cheerleaders.
You would.
No. I'm sorry. What was the question?
No. What are you looking at to see out of the quarterbacks tomorrow?
Okay. So I want to see what offense we're running, because Caleb and I have this argument going that it is a what's he call it?
RPO offense.
RPO, run pass option. Now we do a lot of run pass option, and I'm happy with that. But when you have running backs like we have, I think that straight runs are going to be good, straight drop backs are going to be good. So really what I want to see is both of those quarterbacks and how comfortable they are in the pocket and really just how they command that offense because it's a machine. I'm telling you, it's a machine. All right? When we're in what bowl are we in this year? I mean, if we go all the way. Whatever bowl that is.
The
when
national
we're there,
championship.
somebody else is going to
Oh.
go, you know what? Rob was right. It's a machine. All right?
Yeah. National championship is in San Francisco this year.
A fiesta or better. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Just put it there.
What about Tattoo? What are you looking at? Are you looking at the quarterbacks? Who do you think has the upper hand, or because obviously you're a big Baker fan?
Well, I'm a huge Baker fan. You know that. I really think that right now it's Kyler Murray's to lose, because he's going to be a junior this year, right?
Yep.
Technically a junior. But if Austin goes out and outplays him, wins the locker room, that's a huge thing. If he wins the locker room, you got to give it to Austin. But I really just want to see what the defense can do. I know that Caleb Kelly's out, but I really want to see the guys at least wrapping up, being quick. And then also, like I said before, Bookie, I want to see him making plays. And they were saying on the Sports Animal earlier this week that he's just a dynamic player. He's in everything. He's a very high level football very high football IQ, and he's just there.
Yep. Well, as far as let's talk about Team Peterson, the white team. On offense, they got Kyler Murray, Trey Sermon. One thing I want to get into is the fullback position. They've got Jeremiah Hall, who's a fullback at 6'2", 240 pounds. We got Hollywood Brown at wide receiver. Drew Samia.
Samia.
Okay, sorry. And Jonathan Alvarez on the offensive line. But on Peterson's offense, there's no tight end listed.
Probably because they're going to do a lot of option. That's probably what they're going to do.
And you know what? Grant Calcaterra may go both ways because he's the clear number one, I think.
Well, yeah, but he's on the white team or
I know,
the red
but
team.
he may go tight end both ways.
He'll have to change jerseys, Rob.
Well, he may do that.
We do have a lot of players coming in. Do you think we have Grissom come in, or do you have
Somebody that can step in and play. Yeah. But then on defense, we got Kenneth Murray at linebacker, Bledsoe defensive end, Overton at defensive tackle, and the person everybody's been talking about is Bookie, Brendan Riley Hiles, and Parnell Motley at the corners. Now, one thing that's interesting on Bookie is everybody is listed on defense at a position. Okay, safety, cornerback. Bookie is the only one I could find on the roster who is listed as a DB.
Well, he could be a nickel or a safety.
Safety. I know he's been playing safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's also just coming in sometimes during the nickel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a Tyrann Mathieu. He can play anywhere.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I think he's going to be the athlete back there, and they're going to throw him at corner, at nickel, at safety, at wherever, and he's going to fill it up back there.
Score update.
Okay, score update, Rob.
OU leads Texas 5-2. We are smacking those cows.
So is anybody on that list, jump out at you guys on the Peterson, what you're wanting to see out of them? Other than, Kyler Murray.
If I can go back just about 2-3 minutes, I would personally say it's Austin Kittle's QB job to lose.
Okay.
Personally, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. We have controversy. Let's go.
And this is why I truthfully believe that. If you think about it, last year it was too close to call. Well,
last year it wasn't too close. Go on.
Yeah.
The backup.
Lincoln Riley
said
it was too
two,
close to call. So Kyler Murray already sat out a year, so they gave him the edge.
Yeah.
Well, this year, in my honest opinion, I think Kyler Murray will start as our starting QB.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't separate himself from Kyler Murray, from Austin Kendall, I personally believe that.
I just don't want to be like, I know what you're saying right now. I just don't want to be one-dimensional.
No, but I personally believe that he will trade the reins over to Austin Kendall, and
God, it's such
Kyler
a-
Murray, I think, will be a first-round pick in the MLB draft next
Right.
year.
Yeah, he's
I
gonna be a
think
baseball
this is
player.
his only year with OU at football.
Yeah.
Really?
Truthfully. So that's what I think. In Lincoln Riley's head, I think that he's already thinking the other way. I think he's going to start with Kyler Murray, but in all honesty, I think if they don't separate themselves and Kyler Murray's not having a Heisman year, I think he's going to find a way to pass the reins off to Austin Kendall.
I'm thinking like October, like early October, switch it up right before Texas, and then like let's do 63-14, done, cooking the Bebos right there.
But in all honesty, I think Austin Kendall's our QB for the future for the next 2 years.
I like that point of view.
Yeah, it's a lot of good points there because
Kyler Murray is going to the MLB in the first.
they're going to be tight-lipped about it. They're not going to talk about
Yeah.
who's leading what until it comes down to it, which is why I'm hoping that we see both of them tomorrow just light it up. Honestly, I don't think if one of them lights it up and the other one does, I don't think it changes anything in the coach's mind. It'll change it in our mind.
Yeah.
We'll still have this argument, tomorrow morning, all the way into August of, who's it going to be?
I don't know about that. If someone separates themselves tomorrow, then they're separating themselves in practice as well.
That's true.
Or that's the way I feel about it. I don't know. It may not necessarily be right. But, you put them in a live game situation, whoever separates themselves is probably doing the same thing in the practice setting.
I will say though, it's a different type of team going into this year. What right now we're in four. It'll be 4 years of us winning a Big 12 title. This is not like a Texas or a Kansas State that hasn't won a title and then trying to win the locker room over. Surely the coaches will choose that. It's not like we're trying to win over somebody. If the coaches pick a guy, I think that's what we're going to go with. It's not going to be like, well, we want the other guy because they know what wins.
That's true. And you just brought up a big point. What we did lose in Baker was a leader. Okay.
Big playmaker.
Yeah, big playmaker. But I even more than that, I think it was his leadership. Everybody respected him. He could talk smack to the opponents and to his own team, demanding them to play better. And that's what I think we're going to miss the most out of Baker is that demanding, competitiveness. I want to see if one of these two guys are going to step up and be a leader, half that type of leader, who has, like you said, demanding the locker room respect, demanding the offensive line's respect, demanding the receivers, the coaches' respect. No, they're not going to be a Baker, but they have to be able to be that leader and to rally everybody behind them. Does either of these two guys have that type of mentality?
That's going to be hard. It's one of those things like, can you feel the shoes? And you can't. You just
No,
gotta
they're
grow.
not.
You got to grow into it. But
Right.
God, that's a huge question. Just, it's got to be grown. It's got to be over a season.
That's Austin Kendall. I mean, if you saw a few years back with the Ohio State game,
Yeah.
that's Austin Kendall.
Well, and again,
He
this
has
year,
that edge, too.
yeah, this year, he put out on his Twitter the pictures. He didn't notice it until later on when they were doing their walkthroughs at Ohio State. They had the seats in one of the end zones that said "basic defense," and he finally went over and took a picture with it.
Yeah.
He does have a little bit of that swag to him that I'm pretty sure he wasn't supposed to say that in that interview, but he did.
Personally, I mean, if I'm the head coach right now and it's that close, like they say it is, I'm looking at, all right, I'm going to have a QB for 1 year, or I'm going to have a starting QB for 2 years. Who am I going to start if it's that close? I mean, I'd go with my guy that I can run for 2 years versus my guy that I can run for 1, because Kyler Murray is more of a baseball player than a football player, in my opinion.
I see what you're saying, but with Spencer Rattler coming in, he's going to run the same type of plays. I think that Kyler Murray is capable of running, and maybe Austin's not. So if he wants to look toward the future, he could be looking that direction we're going to run this offense the way we'd run it with Kyler here because we got Spencer coming in to take the reins.
I think Spencer's a different animal, though. I think Spencer's more like Austin, but with legs.
He's more Baker with legs.
Yeah. Dude can chunk it. I've definitely seen some high school film on him. He can definitely zip it.
Well, and that
dunking the basketball the other day.
Oh, yeah.
It was impressive.
You can't tackle what you can't hit,
Yeah, and that's one of the points that I've made is with that in the in the wings waiting. We got Rattler out there waiting. He ain't even on campus yet, but he's going to be coming in. Nobody knows really the athleticism of Austin Kendall. Obviously, it's not like Kyler Murray, but do you change your whole style of what you did with Baker last year for 2 years with Kendall, and then you're going to go back to the style you ran with Baker? I don't think they're going to do that.
Personally, I think Kendall's this same kind of style as Baker versus Kyler Murray, if you ask me.
Yeah,
Kyler Murray's more of a move him around option type QB,
It's definitely it's not as far stretched.
Baker and Austin are, I think, athleticism-wise in the same area versus Kyler.
Yes.
Does anybody know his 40 speed or anything like that? No. I don't.
No, but I would guess it was 4.6.
I would say he's faster than Landry Jones. Okay?
Well, I'm faster than Landry Jones, okay?
And Landry Jones.
And
he's
an Arizona guy. He's an Arizona player.
Who?
Landry Jones.
He is.
Yes.
Oh, no. From Arizona? He was from Texas, I thought.
No, never mind. He may have been from.
He was from Arizona.
Andrews is in Arizona.
Where's Rio Rancho at?
Rio Rancho?
Is that New Mexico?
Yeah. I think
Rob's
so.
just saying, no, he was from Arizona.
He was an Arizona guy. He went to, what was the name of the high school?
I thought it was Rio Rancho.
Man, I can't remember now.
I'll look it up.
Google it on up.
Google it.
Google it up.
But the stuff that they've done for the spring game, I think, this year is pretty unprecedented. Hopefully we'll see it more. They keep saying it's going to be a more competitive style of game. At least that's what the coaches are saying. That's why, and I know that the teams have been talking smack back and forth in the locker room. But, first time somebody, lays the smack down on somebody and they don't get up, does that change the style of what they're doing?
Yeah, it does. Especially if it's somebody like Austin Kendall or Kyler Murray.
All right, so I got a question.
Okay.
Who do you guys think secures the number 3 running back spot?
Go, Rob.
God,
Brooks?
that's a hard
Brooks? I don't know.
Brooks?
They say he's wicked fast.
Yeah.
Like Brooks, quick. Because Zach Sanchez came out to his defense on Twitter because he got left off on the who's the fastest player, like out of Adrian Peterson and all them. And he's like, Brooks is really quick.
Man, honestly, I think TJ Pledger.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
freshman.
I truthfully do. I mean, it's kind of like one of those deals with what's his name, who transferred this year.
Abdul Adams.
Yeah.
Like, I just think with how deep our core is, somebody's going to be the one left out.
And also
And I
injuries
truthfully
too.
don't think it's going to be the freshman. I think it's
No.
going to be the sophomore or the junior. And Trey Sermon, in my eyes, is a phenomenal running back. That dude, as a freshman, could not and would not go down.
Anderson, though.
Is
We have We have an embarrassment of riches.
Freak.
Is what we have.
he's a Samaje and a Mixon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
but he came on out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Personally, last year, last year, I was thinking it was Sermon's job to steal.
Right.
Oh, during
Like-
Baylor, yeah, everybody thought it was like, oh, it's Sermon. Because Sermon went off
Well,
in Baylor.
but Anderson's been hurt twice.
Yeah.
Some serious injuries.
Yeah.
For 2 years, and we all heard. I mean, we heard about him. That you got this kid Anderson is coming out. Yada yada yada, and all. And then he never would show up because he was hurt. Now he got the chance, and in half of a season, he did more than a lot of the backs have done in a full season. And you're talking about Twitter. I got onto a little Twitter fight with a Sooner fan going, who's the better back, Mixon or Anderson? I'm on Anderson because look at his numbers in a half of a season. And then the argument, well, you can't look at the numbers, look at the athleticism. Well, all I've got to look at is numbers. And if you look at his numbers in a half a season, give this guy the reins in a full season, what's he going to do? Right. He emerged. It was a battle that first half of the season, and then he emerged as the victor. And he's going to be the go-to guy. Sermon's going to be the you're going to see a lot of, two-back situations with both of those guys in it. And that's a scary situation.
Definitely.
But I think there's some people out there already now talking about he has an opportunity to win the Heisman this year. If he does what he did at, from Baylor on, when did he step in and really start playing? It was right.
Basically Baylor.
Yeah. And so
Trey Sermon was more Baylor, but
yeah,
around there.
Yeah. But I mean, that's when you started seeing Anderson, one of the things that I do like about this coaching staff and Lincoln Riley is, and I think it was that way with Stoops. If you make a mistake, a big mistake, you're on the bench. And who was the guy we were just talking about that just transferred? Just went blank.
Abdul Adams.
He fumbled a lot.
Yeah, he fumbled in what game was it, Rob? We were talking about
Ohio State.
Yeah. And whoop, you didn't see him the rest of that game.
And then Sermon came in and just tore it up.
Tore it up.
Him and J.K. Dobbins tore it up.
Yeah. You make that big of a mistake, and he fumbled in other games.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, that's it. He wasn't
done.
He wasn't a good
and he
back.
had breakaway speed too.
Yeah.
That dude was quick.
Yeah, the
Fastest
one, the Baylor
ball
run. Yeah, quick.
He was quick.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, probably the most interesting competition to me though would have to be that safety spot.
Yeah.
Or both safety spots.
Yeah.
If you really think of that.
Because you're replacing, dang it,
Stephen Parker.
Stephen Parker, and then we get back. Who's the Parker we get back?
Khalil.
No. We get another Parker back. We get.
Oh, Jordan Parker, but he plays corner.
Well, yeah. But I'm saying we get him back for the year, and then we get Bookie. Bookie may be a safety or nickelback, but there's no way that we're gonna keep Bookie off the field. There's
personally, I just think Robert Barnes is the future.
He's hurt right now.
Yeah, that dude's
good. He's really good. And then also see if Levi Draper comes back with the force because he was hurt. I think he tore. What did he tear?
A labrum.
Labrum. Yep. Yeah. And see how he does at linebacker this year.
Man, that's good information. Conway, you knew he tore a labrum?
Hey.
Well, they posted.
I might be from Arizona, but I pay attention. I believe I could be wrong, but I believe it's a labrum.
Yeah. I don't even know what a labrum is.
It's in your shoulder.
It's in. Okay. Oh, there it is. What, Rob?
There's no wind for a second. There it is.
Yeah, because it's been kind of windy here, and not windy, and windy again, and not
Coming
windy.
through or what?
No, they're bringing stuff in here for the
okay.
kids. But
We're getting bum rushed.
yeah,